Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am off work today, and I thought it would be a fun idea to take you through and show you how I kind of decide what I'm going to eat for my one meal a day. And today is Monday, and I did higher calories yesterday. I have kind of settled into this routine of eating more on the weekends is kind of when I'm trying to fit in some of my bigger desserts, things like that. I'm trying to follow, like an 80-20 rule. 80% of the time do good, 20% of the time allow myself to eat kind of the foods that I want to eat and enjoy. I had like 2 pieces of key lime pie yesterday to celebrate 25,000 subscribers. Coming into a Monday, today's going to be a little bit of a lower calorie day, and it's also going to be one meal a day. So I finished eating yesterday at 8 p.m. and I'm going to break my fast tonight for dinner with the family. But again, because I'm off of work, it is my job to cook for everyone today, and I'm going to kind of take you through and show you how I decide what we're going to have. So that all starts by going into our refrigerator. So you can see we got all sorts of stuff in the fridge. I'm sure like everybody, I've got doors just full of condiments. Got a lunchbox for one of the girls. Again, Caroline stayed home from school today. We have leftovers, and then up top here we have just almost all of this is creamers for coffee. And then Carrie actually did some cold brew coffee, and I haven't had any of that yet. I think before I leave the house here, I'm gonna try some of this cold brew coffee. I just had regular coffee this morning. But anyway, so when I look in the fridge, I'm gonna try to decide what I'm going to cook. So I wanna see what I have. Now I know the main thing that we're gonna have for dinner tonight is I got this 1.25 pounds, this big New York strip. So this is what, probably like 20 ounces. I'm gonna do the steak as our main course, and I need to decide what I'm going to do for the sides and everything else we're gonna eat. And I'm gonna take you along with me to the grocery store. But again, before I leave, I'm gonna kind of look and see everything we have. So this is all leftovers. Keep our fruits and vegetables down here. And it looks like I have 2 Caesar salad kits. I'll probably plan on doing the Caesar salad as a side. And then I've got our kind of yogurt, our yogurts, the girls' stuff for their lunches there. And I got some shredded cheese, turkey sticks, snacks, and stuff like that. So really, I just do an inventory and see that I know I'm gonna do my steak as the main course. I'm probably gonna have the Caesar salad, and then I gotta figure out what else we're gonna have. On a day off like today, where the girls are in school and Carrie's at work, I have a little more time. So I am really deciding what I'm going to eat most of the time day of, because then I get to enjoy my food and think, what do I feel in the mood for? So again, some people, it works well for them to grocery shop and do everything in advance. We kind of only buy a few days at a time, and then we'll kind of decide as it gets closer, especially now that I'm working at the grocery store. Carrie can be like, hey, on your way home, can you pick up X, Y, or Z? So we try to only buy a few days at a time, except for the staples. Now we're getting ready to go out. Caroline and I think we're probably gonna go walk at a park or do something like that, and then go to the grocery store a little later on. And I'm gonna take you along with me and kind of show you how I decide what we're gonna have doing one meal a day. So here's a little midday update for you. Caroline and I are leaving the park now. We just went and walked a little bit, let her play for a little bit, and it is about 1:15 right now, getting ready to go home, and then we'll go to the grocery store here in a little bit. But 2 things are going on right now. One, I'm starting to get a little hungry because I think I'm probably around 17 hours right now, which is usually when I'm breaking my fast. So I'm starting to get some of those hunger hormones starting to release. I think I'm gonna have some water. I'm gonna kind of fight through those because I have committed to doing one meal today. So that's one thing that's going on. The other thing is that I was thinking about that I wanted to share with you all is one of the things that I'm thinking about when it comes time to decide what I'm cooking for dinner, the level of effort, whatever you want to call it, that I'm going to put into my meal, meaning do I want to cook something that's going to take a while? All that kind of stuff is directly related to my energy levels. And right now, I don't know that I feel like cooking anything really big for dinner. So what that may look like is I'm getting something that's kind of ready to eat. So like I know we sell some potatoes that all I would have to do, they're already seasoned, already cooked. I would have to heat them up in the air fryer. So I may do something like that. So I'm just gonna interrupt myself for a second here. I just bought those potatoes and told you I plan on having those as a side, but you're gonna see here in a little bit why that is not going to come to fruition. I'll still let past me think that he's gonna have the potatoes, but it's not gonna work out that way. If I had to go to the grocery store right now and asked to cook dinner, I just kind of don't feel like it, so I'm gonna get something that's a little easier. So that's something that I'm thinking about and considering when it comes time to decide what I'm gonna be eating. But I'm gonna go home, get some water, probably have a cup of coffee, and that may change before we go to the grocery store, but just wanted to share with you all. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. Hey, so trying Carrie's cold brew coffee. Oh, that's good. That's good. First time I've had it. I think she said the ratio was 3 to 1, so I did 2 ounces of the cold brew and 3 ounces of water. Put it in a glass of ice, but that one, it definitely tastes good, and it was hot at the park, so this hits the spot. I'll have this now. It is about, we took the clock off the wall, so I gotta look at my watch. It is almost 2 o'clock now. Caroline and I will head to the grocery store here in a little bit and figure out what we're gonna do for dinner. I showed you in the refrigerator, but where I forgot to show you and where I forgot to look myself is in our, we've got a freezer in our laundry room, utility room. So looking through here, I saw a few things that I'm gonna incorporate into dinner tonight. And the first one is some shrimp. Because I have a 20-ounce steak, which is like 1.5 pounds, but I got Carrie, myself, and the girls to feed. I didn't think that was gonna be enough, and I didn't really want to buy more steak when I was out, one, because I've already got that one, and two, just kind of I want to make sure that I'm using what I got. But I didn't think it was going to be enough. But I've got some shrimp, so I'm going to cook some of these as well. And this will be for the girls because I know they prefer shrimp over than the steak. So I'm going to cook these. And the other thing I was thinking about was while I'm cooking whatever side dish I'm going to do, one of the things that I think about is, one, what am I going to break my fast with? And what can I kind of be munching on while dinner is going? So looking out in the freezer, and one of the things, oh, excuse me one sec. One of the things that I found was I've got these marinated mussels, and I bought these a while ago. That's why our freezer is full right now, because I buy things when they're on sale. But I bought these when they were buy one, get one free. So these are already cooked. The great thing is you literally just put them in the pan to heat them up. So they take like 5 minutes. But this is what I'm gonna break my fast with. So now that I'm armed with that knowledge, I know I'm gonna do the shrimp, the steak. I'm gonna break my fast with the mussel, and we're also gonna have the salad. So really the only thing that I gotta go to the store to figure out is the side that we're gonna do to kind of round out the meals. But wanted to share that with you, and it is now time to go to the grocery store. So we'll see you there. All right, so I walked around the produce and looked at some of the cards to get an idea for what we're gonna do for a vegetable side, and I ended up settling on asparagus because honestly that's just a go-to, and I know everyone's gonna eat it, and it's a really good vegetable. But then when I think about the fact that I'm doing one meal, so I look at everything else I'm gonna be eating, the mussels, the steak, the shrimp, the asparagus, the salad. It's a lot of greens, a lot of protein, but not necessarily where I want to be calorie-wise. So now I'm gonna head over to the other side of the store, into the meat department where I work. We have some like pre-done vegetables and potatoes, and I'm gonna get some potatoes that are already done that I just have to heat up. And the reason for that is because I'm gonna be cooking the steak in the pan, the shrimp in the pan, the asparagus in the oven, and the mussels in the pan. Well, I mean, time-wise, I'm already using up a decent amount of time cooking that stuff. So the potatoes, I'm gonna get something a little quicker and easier, but we're gonna head over there now and look through all the different selections and pick out which potato side we wanna do. All right, so I ended up getting the garlic and rosemary roasted potatoes, and I got 2 of those because one is 3.5 servings. One of these is like 450 calories. I don't know how much I'm gonna eat. But I think probably 2 is probably more what we need. And then I got a thing of macaroni and cheese for the girls in case they don't like the potatoes. So I got 2 things of potatoes, the asparagus. Now it's time to go home and we'll get started cooking this stuff. So it's 4:30 right now. I just put the steak in the sous vide. That takes about anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half to cook. And you can leave it in there for a little longer. You know, you don't want to leave a steak in the sous vide for more than probably 2 or 3 hours. But the nice thing is I just put that in the sous vide and I'll be able to take it out. That's gonna be the last thing that I cook. and just put a sear on it whenever it's ready. So I got a cast iron skillet that's going to be in the oven preheating and getting hot actually when I cook the asparagus. So I'll just have to take the steak out and sear it whenever it's ready. So the asparagus I'm going to do in the oven. Now I'm going to take the asparagus and I'm going to put some olive oil on that and toss in some salt and pepper. I'm going to do the asparagus in the oven at 425, and that's going to take probably about 25 minutes to get to how we normally like to have our asparagus done. And then I'm going to do the potatoes. They only take probably about 10 minutes, and I'm just going to take them out of the package and I'm going to heat them up in the air fryer, and that's going to put a nice crisp on them. Again, they're already cooked, but I'm just going to be heating them up in the air fryer. Again, that takes about 10 minutes. So at about 550, I'm going to put those in the air fryer. Now, prior to that, I'm going to have the salad. That's going to be really easy to make. We have the Caesar salad dressing kit, so I'm going to make those probably around 5:15 for us to eat. And then at 5:30, I'm going to cook the shrimp. That's probably going to take me the longest to do, but I'll be able to cook the shrimp on the stove while the asparagus potatoes are in prior to taking the steak out of the sous vide. So the girls are going to eat the shrimp, and then Carrie and I may have just a few of those. Well, this wouldn't be real life if I didn't have to make some changes. So apparently I made the shrimp too spicy. I put some Old Bay seasoning on them and they were too spicy for the girls. So I ended up making the girls some chicken nuggets to eat with their dinner for their meat. But because Carrie and I are now going to be splitting that whole pound of shrimp, I think with the shrimp and the number of mussels I've eaten, and when I just kind of look at everything and how I'm feeling right now, I'm not going to eat the potatoes tonight. And that is simply a matter of I'm feeling pretty satiated, and I'm not going to eat the potatoes just to say that I ate them. So slight change of plans. So everything that I ate today is going to be the mussels, a little more than a half a pound of shrimp. I'm going to eat probably 12 to 13 ounces of that pound and a half steak, the asparagus, and the salad. So I'm just going to cut out the potatoes because I got the girls some chicken nuggets cooking here. So I'm going to eat more shrimp than I had planned on, and I cooked those in butter, so there's going to be plenty of calories. I think with everything that I just talked about, that's going to be enough for the day, and then I'll save the potatoes for another day. So for real this time, that's everything that I'm eating. That's one meal a day, and that's kind of how life goes. So thanks again, and I'll catch you in the next video.